Damn right, I remember the day that psycho stormed up our mountain and tried to ruin everything. And honestly, if you'd told me this would all end with helicopters, federal agents, and a bear-turned social media icon, I would have told you to lay off the moonshine. But here we are. Asterisk, asterisk, open this door right now. HOA inspection. Asterisk, asterisk, that's how it started. Her voice screeching so loud it bounced off the pines. And my first thought, before I even set down my coffee, was, is this woman for real? You know what I mean? Because where we live, 45 minutes up the Colorado peaks with nothing but deer, snowdrifts, and the kind of silence you can hear your heartbeat in. There's no HOA, no nosy neighbors, no rules except the ones the mountain makes. And the mountain doesn't care about expired yogurt. I should set the scene. It was a Saturday morning in March, a chill in the air so sharp it bit your skin, and Melissa was inside working on her legendary blueberry pancakes, humming a tune so old it felt like it belonged to the trees themselves. Everything calm, peaceful, the kind of morning you take a deep breath and thank whatever's out there that you're alive. Until this busted-up Ford Explorer tears up our drive, engine screaming, dragging sparks, looking like it survived a demolition derby. And before the thing even rolls to a stop, out pops Samantha. Yes, that's Samantha, wearing a cream blazer and 4-inch heels, sinking straight into the mud like the universe itself was rejecting her. She starts in, clipboard flashing, eyes wild. HOA inspection. I drove 45 minutes up this goddamn mountain. Like she's on some holy mission, but the absurdity only gets wilder. Melissa, still in her sweatshirt, spatula in hand, barely blinks, just says in that slow, dangerous way of hers, "Ma'am, there's no HOA here. Never has been." But Samantha? Oh, she's got that spark in her eye, the kind that says she's about to make life hell for anyone who stands in her way. I create HOA where HOA is needed. She snaps, waving that clipboard like a sword, declaring war on our little cabin. And she doesn't just talk. She moves, barreling inside, flipping open the fridge, finding a Greek yogurt that expired the day before, and shrieking, "Biological warfare preparation, $500 fine." I thought I was being punked, honestly. But Samantha was just getting started. Ceiling tiles, counted and condemned for negative mountain energy, $300 fine. Measuring tape out, inspecting our doorway, rattling off half-inch violations. It was like she brought a storm in her purse, and the whole time, Melissa's calm. The way you are when you know the bear's more dangerous than the raccoon. She wasn't done. Into the bathroom, wrong way toilet paper, literal psychopath behavior, $1,000 fine. I tried to reason with her, but the woman spun on me, eyes burning, and snapped. "I'm inspecting exactly like the title promised I would." Which title? I still don't know, but it made sense to her. Then, she tripped over our hiking boots and howled about safety violations and weapons by the door. She spotted Grandpa's old deer mount over the fireplace. Biohazard, traumatic decoration. The level of offense she took at our mountain life was almost impressive. Now here's where it takes a turn. She's waving her phone, desperately searching for signal, muttering about calling her daughter, claiming FBI connections, telling us we'll regret this. Melissa, steady as ever, points to our landline and satellite phone, but Samantha isn't listening. She's spotted our wood stove. Arson preparation. Evacuate immediately. I wanted to laugh, but honestly, it was like dealing with a tornado that had just learned to talk. Then, the plot twist, her daughter appears. Sam, in an FBI trainee shirt, coffee in hand, staring at her mom like she just crawled out of a cartoon. "Mom, what are you doing at my friend's cabin?" And just like that, the mood in the room shifts. Samantha, suddenly small, explains she tracked her with Find My iPhone and demands Sam arrest us for violating federal HOA regulations. Sam, looking equal parts horrified and exhausted, shakes her head. "Mom, I can't arrest anyone for anything, and you're the one committing actual crimes." All of this, by the way, I'm live streaming. What started as a chill cabin vlog turned into a circus. My chat is blowing up. People recognize Samantha from city council scandals. The viewer count is exploding. Melissa's reading comments aloud. People sharing stories about this woman finding their pets for barking, their grass for being too green. And just as Samantha starts claiming self-consent is legally binding, don't ask, the chaos hits a new level. Samantha's sleeve catches on fire at the wood stove. She bolts outside, slips in the mud, And then, as if on cue, a giant black bear strolls into the yard, glancing at the insanity like he's checking on his property. Samantha points at him, "Unlicensed, dangerous animal," and demands someone arrest the bear. The bear just shakes his head and wanders off, probably wondering how humanity survived this long. And then her car won't start. "Altitude," she wails. She screams threats of enforcement. Sam digs through the car and finds stacks of fake federal liens. "Mom, how many cabins have you done this to?" Samantha clams up, tries to resume her inspection, fining us for 100-year-old trees, for unlicensed boulders, even for the suspicious blueness of the sky. $1,000 fine for sky enhancement. You can't make this up. Meanwhile, the chat explodes. Hashtag Mountain Karen is trending. People are sharing horror stories. And then Sam returns with our neighbor Bob, retired IRS, who knows exactly who Samantha is and why she lost her city council job. That's when things get real. Sam's face is pale as she shows the FBI evidence. Her mom's been running this scam for years, targeting the elderly, immigrants, anyone who wouldn't fight back. Bob calls it in on his satellite phone. Samantha, hearing the word IRS, panics, and just then, helicopters start thundering in. Samantha looks up, mutters something about pizza delivery, and I just keep filming. 2 million people are now watching live as federal agents land in our meadow. But before the agents even make it up the trail, Samantha's still trying to hand out fines. Inspecting our silverware for prime number violations, the water in our shower for excessive wetness, counting books for witchcraft suspicion. The bear comes back, snatches her clipboard, and saunters off. She chases him, shrieking about grand larceny, and the agents are barely holding it together, trying not to laugh. Finally, Sam pulls her mother aside, and the real bomb drops. This wasn't just a scam. Samantha had been using our cabin as her personal evidence locker, hiding fake IDs, documents, and cash in a basement we didn't even know existed, built under the guise of road repairs. Melissa's face goes white. Bob's got photos of the whole thing. The FBI starts excavating, turning up enough evidence to make Al Capone blush. But Samantha, she's not done. Even as the agents cuff her, even as Sam breaks down, telling her mom she turned her in because justice matters more than family, Samantha's still clutching at delusions of HOA authority. She screams about curtain color violations and doorknob standards. The news covers it all. 5 million people watch as she's perp walked down our mountain, barefoot, designer suit ruined, hair wild. The legend of Mountain Karen cemented in internet history. In court, Samantha represents herself, arguing that the mountain made me do it, citing oxygen deprivation as a defense. She's sentenced to 5 years in federal prison, 2,000 hours of community service at real HOAs, her personal hell, and a lifetime ban from all unincorporated mountain land. Clipboard Carl, the bear, becomes a meme, a mascot, even lands a documentary deal. Our cabin, tourist attraction. I survived Samantha's inspection, t-shirts fly off the shelves. And 5 years later, when Samantha's released, she can't help herself. She eyes every apartment complex for violations, whispers about FUNU every time someone has an odd number of filing cabinets. Sam's working real FBI cases now, busting HOA scammers across the country. Turns out Samantha started a trend. Even our bear has fans, endorsement deals, a best-selling autobiography. But the real twist comes years later, when a new family moves into a different cabin, certain they're safe because there's no HOA ever. And they hear a knock. A woman with a clipboard. Mandatory inspection. But before she can finish, Clipboard Carl appears, and the woman grins. "Long time no see, Mr. Bear." She walks straight to the basement door, calls down. "Samantha, it's me, Dorothy. You were right. They never found the real documents." A voice answers from below. The legend continues. So yeah, you never know what's hiding in your basement, or when a bear's going to save the day, or when someone's worst day becomes everyone else's entertainment. That's justice, mountain style, equal parts karma and chaos. And if you're still watching, drop a comment. Was it justice? Was it madness? Or just Colorado being Colorado? And if you've got your own HOA horror story, trust me, I want to hear it. Subscribe, because the next story will make you glad your worst neighbor just borrows your mower and doesn't bring a clipboard.